This is Suraj Singh, civil engineer from Faridabad NCR, Bharat, India. In elections now, 2019, well known to each and every one of our countrymen and whole world that this year we are going to elect member of parliaments, member of parliament Lok Sabha, which is lower house of parliament, and these MPs shall be elected each from all constituencies located within our country, Bharat, India, and each constituency shall send one representative in form of member of parliament. In Hindi we call it Sansad. All voters who are called electorate in each constituency shall appoint one member of parliament Sansad by using right of suffrage or right of franchise. Each voter one vote, and winner or victorious candidate out of many candidates in each constituency shall be returned by returning officer in capacity as member of parliament Sansad, so that that person can go to join Lok Sabha as whole sole representative of respective constituency to represent each and every voter on behalf of that constituency, on behalf of voters, so that voter is heard in parliament through that representative known as member of parliament Sansad. This is background, and this background comes from constitutional provision which is mandated under Constitution of India, Constitution of Bharat, and that provision, just for your information, I am referring to Article 81(1), which is composition of House of People. Subject to provisions of Article 331, the House of People shall consist of not more than so many members of parliament chosen by direct election from territorial constituencies in states, and so many members from various union territories. This is provision 81(1) enumerated in Constitution of India, Constitution of Bharat, Bharat ka Samvidhan. It requires that all states and all union territories in my nation Bharat, India, are elect one representative, one member for Lok Sabha Parliament. And this is main provision which states and mandates that member of Parliament Lok Sabha shall constitute Lok Sabha when all members sit there. This is constitution of Lok Sabha in Parliament. This is basic requirement. There is nothing else more than this. Means each constituency shall send one MP to Lok Sabha to constitute Lok Sabha. That is direct provision, direct election provision, and this is the right of each and every voter to send to Parliament by casting vote, by approving any candidate out of all candidates contesting elections from whatever constituency. This is duty of every voter like me and you. It's easy to say that we are not responsible. It's easy to say that we don't feel responsibility as a voter of this country, as a citizen, as citizens of this nation. What is being disseminated now by false representation is by all leaders, including Honorable Prime Minister and including leader of oppositions and political parties and various television channels and all, that you have to elect Prime Minister of Bharat, which is fictitious statement. It is completely fictitious, false, fake statement if it is given by anybody, including Honorable PM. There is no right, no power, no mandate in this constitution, in this Samvidhan of Bharat. No mandate is given to any voter, any person, to vote for Prime Minister position. There is no right on all citizens of this country to vote for election vote for election for Prime Minister. There is no direct election for Prime Minister, and in fact, there is no provision of electing Prime Minister by public. Public got no right to elect Prime Minister, but public has got absolutely constitutional right through this constitution, through article what I just stated to you, that constitution of Lok Sabha is done by direct mandate of people, each MP from each constituency, and that is what we are going to do now. Probably we had been misled in past, we had been misled, miseducated by various political parties, various political leaders, various prime ministers in past. But now we people are educated, we know books, we can read and write, we can understand. We are not deaf and dumb, we are not all deaf and dumb. We know our minds, we know our conscience, we know our values of everything. Therefore, we should be clear, clever, and pick up everything. We are not picking up facts, we are just swayed by various statements delivered by various leaders, and particularly young community. I'm not blaming young only, all. We are not used to read and write books. We are not used to get information from various sources available. And that's our weakness. Now internet is available, every information available on internet. Still we are not using this media. We are not able to read books. We are not able to get reliable information from whatever reliable source. That's the problem. We believe in what we hear and what we are told, and information told is half truth, half false. It depends upon person who's telling you what is information. Now, for example, Honorable Prime Minister is telling every year that he has to come back, he should be given blessing to come back. Question is, how a Prime Minister can state that? Prime Minister is not authority to state that I want to come back for next term. There is no election of Prime Minister. He is not contesting as PM. He is contesting only from one or two seats as MP, probable MP. Like other leaders, like everyone, candidate is contesting to be elected as member of parliament and not more than that. That is red line, that is blue line, and that is silver line. If somebody clashes with my statement, I can talk to him. Give me reference on this constitution. What are facts? There is no notification from Election Commission who is responsible to conduct all activities in election in this country. There is no notification that requires public to vote for election for post of Prime Minister. There is notification only for Constitution of Lok Sabha in a style that each member should come from each constituency so that all MPs who are elected for Lok Sabha constitute Lok Sabha, House of People. That is provision in law, in constitution, and we people should be clear about this to avoid misunderstanding. In particular, I am stressing to young voters, youth who are struggling for jobs, who are struggling for so many other issues, that they should understand because they are well educated, they are fresh in mind, they have fresh education, they should understand facts and not be misled like half-mind people, half-informed people. They have half information and they are just on the streets fighting together with others. No, I want this person as PM or I want this person. You cannot want any person to be PM. If you talk like that, this man will be PM, this man will not be PM, and I support this man. You are polluting environment because by doing so, you are killing, you are snatching right of a member of parliament to have an opportunity to elect prime minister. It is fundamental right, it is constitutional right of an elected member of parliament to opt for himself who would be next prime minister of this country. And if you yourself choose it, pre-choosing it is pre-option means without even holding election, if you declare this man is going to be prime minister or that man is going to be prime minister, this impacts upon voters. You should not impact upon. Then there is no free election. You already decided this man will be prime minister means you have condoned right vested upon member of parliament. Means Member of Parliament got no opportunity to check for someone else. This is what I'm saying. Better think of MPs because MP is a unit authority in our country that decides everything. If MP is not elected, constitution is broken. Yes, Lok Sabha is broken. If we have decided in advance, no, Dr. Modi is Prime Minister or Dr. Rahul is Prime Minister, we are wrong. There is no one at present Prime Minister or possible Prime Minister because there's no provision at all. Our responsibility is as voter, our duty is as voter, our duty as citizen of this nation, a good citizen, a good body maker of this country, that we have to elect and we have to elect member of parliament, Sansad, whom we trust, whom may trust, whom we may believe, and whom we think that he is a good person, best person, whatever, who can represent us from our constituency and go to Lok Sabha to help us to work for us. That is what I have to say, that don't depend upon false information, read constitution, get good information and then think of that. Purpose of this video is to discuss with you what MP should do, what are MP jobs, what type of person is elect as MP, what qualification MP should have, though there are no qualifications indicated or mandated on this constitution, but job description or job responsibility of a MP should monitor, should dictate criteria for qualification. What MP should do? Question is MP a small designation? Is MP having no power to think? MP is not a small designation. When we apply for jobs, even for a clerk or for a section officer or for accountant or whatever it is, examination is conducted, then interviews are conducted, and then selection is done. Similarly, MP is a position, means there are only around 550 positions in this country out of a population of 130 crores. So see, percentage of MPs, very small percentages. It's very small, you can say negligible percentages, but these members of Parliament, Lok Sabha, are too significant from consideration of enactment of laws because these persons are lawmakers in addition to Rajya Sabha person, in addition to President and in addition to Government of India and in addition to case laws as delivered by courts. These persons are fundamentally, originally lawmakers, legislators, we can say. These people shall make laws for us. This is one part of MP job. So first part of MP is a representative for you on your behalf. MP is a representative for your constituency. MP is a representative of this country because MP is not area MP. MP is MP Bharat, MP India, Member of Parliament Bharat, Member of Parliament India. MP means national person, national leader, a kind of national leader. I'm not talking of political leader, I'm talking of legislative leader, lawmaker leader. These 550 approximately number, approximation, they are legislators of this country at one level. They legislate laws for us. So this fundamental duty, if a legislator has to make laws, what type of law, what classes of law that person has to think of, consider, devise, conceive, develop. That comes from one list in Schedule 7 of this Constitution, which I will read for you, that every member of parliament candidate must know what laws he is authorized, member of parliament is authorized to consider in parliament. Parliament knows that, all staff know that, all existing MPs know that, but new person if comes, one should also know that. And I am sure that our people in this country are not book oriented, not information oriented, they are only talk oriented. I want to eliminate talk from people because talk got no relevance until it is supported by information, reliable information. Let us consider first of all what job MP has to do in a outline, in an outline. First job is represent your people. That is one job. Listen to your people. Talk to them, have appraisal of their problems, confer with them, go to your areas, talk to them, call meetings, listen to them, go to all streets, all roads of your area, understand problems. I'm not saying act like municipal councillors or MLAs, no, not at all. You have to think on, watch, view on lines given in union list and concurrent list entries. That is your job. If there are problems, erupted out by holding conferences with your voters, note them, think on them. If money is required, make estimates. Take those to Parliament, Lok Sabha. If there are issues which you cannot solve, or on which questions are required, or on which Parliament questions are required, that is your job to raise in Lok Sabha. You have to raise questions so that these are answered in question hour. And if there are strong issues for which you want a reply in Parliament, you should raise those questions so that you get replies in form of Parliament questions and Parliament question answers. This is a basic requirement which every voter misses. Because once MP is elected, he is elected for 5 years, but MP thinks he has no other work to do but to sit in parliament and enjoy for 5 years. No, job of parliamentarian is to be in touch with voters, to listen to them. Voters are client for MP because MP is representative of voters. MP is a client, is an agent, is a representative for 5 years for principal all voters. Voters are principal. If you see, if you keep in line this Contract Act and some other power of attorney acts. So there is no official power of attorney, but MP is not a basic post. MP is a post and authority extended to that person by a combined voting of voters from one constituency, and combined body is a principal to that MP whom MP represents. This is a real provision, virtual provision, explanatory provision included in the Constitution of India. By Constitution of Lok Sabha, unit is Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha Sansad. So this is fundamental duty of a Member of Parliament to refer and to listen to its voters in each and every union list issue and resolve them and process them for solution. Second is MP doesn't mean everything. That's right. All MPs constitute Lok Sabha, and there is a government in this country. Government is executive. Lok Sabha is a part of legislative body, legislative, and then there is judiciary. These are three main constitutional arrangements, institutions. Parliament is a legislature, Government of India is executive, and judiciary is Nyayalaya, you can say, justice system, and then president on top. Question is now about legislators at national level, which is MP, Lok Sabha, and MP, Rajya Sabha, which is upper house of this country. They say election of prime ministers. There is no election of prime minister because prime minister is not a separate institution in an institution itself. Prime minister is a part of executive, and prime minister is seated at head of council of ministers. There is a council of ministers within executive. Executive means prime president, vice president, attorney. So many designations are there defined in Constitution of India covered under executive. Prime Minister is head of Council of Ministers, even not head, seated at head. He is having same ministerial power. He is one of ministers at head, you can say, in Council of Ministers. So Council of Ministers is a virtual government of India, though it is not fundamental government of India, it is not prime government of India, because government of India is headed by President of Bharat, President of India, and Prime Minister is a support to President of India. Council of Minister comprises of all ministers to be appointed by President of India on advice of Prime Minister of India. So Prime Minister is an integrated designation, merged designation, absorbed designation within Council of Ministers. Prime Minister is not a separate position, separate institution on an autonomous basis. Prime Minister is a reliable but dependent on Council of Ministers. And this part within executive is bound, is responsible, is obliged to report to Parliament of this country, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, as well as to President of this country, and in turn, at final level, to public of this country through legislative member. Prime Minister is not a representative of each constituency. Prime Minister runs central government, part under executive, using all cabinet ministers and minister of states, whereas MP is not included within Government of India in central government in executive. MP is a part of government as a legislative body because legislature is also government, judiciary is also judicial government, and president itself is a government. So Lok Sabha is a government work, Rajya Sabha is also a government work, judiciary is also a government work, and president itself is work of government. These are all works done, government works, but government authority is executive, legislative authority is parliament, and judicial authority is judiciary. These are three analysis, classifications in Constitution of India that rules our nation, Bharat-India. So member of parliament has nothing to do directly with Prime Minister of this country because collective body of member of parliaments, which is known as Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha separately, are to be reported by Government of India within executive as central government. Prime Minister is bound to report to Parliament, to Lok Sabha and to Rajya Sabha. MP has a right to raise questions to government and Prime Minister and ministers through President of Lok Sabha, the Speaker of Lok Sabha, and Chairman of Rajya Sabha, that is Chairman of Rajya Sabha means Vice Chairman of country, Vice Chairman of Vice President of our country. These are provisions within our Constitution of India. We should be clear about that. MP is not Prime Minister's assistant or MP is not Prime Minister's representative. MP represents people of this country in constituency, nothing else. A constituency servant in politics is MP. Prime Minister cannot interfere in work of MP. Prime Minister cannot raise question to MP why he is doing this or so, even though that MP comes from party from which Prime Minister comes. Party is different. He may be a worker of party. He may call himself soldier of party, but it doesn't have any relevance in our system. Party is not mandatory. Election can be caused, can be done without parties. Independent candidates can be elected and they represent people. It doesn't matter if you come from a party or if you do not come from a party. Party got nothing to do in this election. That is a convenience only. PM may come from anywhere, nobody minds, but MP has its independent status to an extent legislature is concerned and to an extent public voters are concerned. Again, I'm explaining, don't confuse this issue MP and PM. MP and PM are not related, not related, not related. MP is lawmaker, PM is not lawmaker, PM is law follower. MP makes law, government PM follow law. That they have to follow. So who is higher? MP is higher or government is higher? Because MP is a lawmaker. So PM is also MP, indeed. But as MP, he is a lawmaker, not as PM. As PM, one is follower of law, comply to constitutional provisions, comply to statutory provisions, but MP makes law. MP integrates with Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha and makes law. Currently, it is election for member of parliament Lok Sabha, and we have to keep that in mind. We are not going to elect prime minister of this country. Remove this confusion from your mind. You have to elect member of parliament, and you have not to elect prime minister as is being emphasized by ill-informed and bad-designed people in this election, including Honorable Prime Minister, opposition leader, and all other politicians who just want to win votes by showing their faces only, not their activities, not their works, not their achievements. This is problem with this country, which a voter must understand. Don't be swayed by these illegally talking politicians because they don't care for you, they don't care for their positions, they are just willing to get back to their seats or win more seats for future so that the jobs are safe. Well, you may not like my statement, but these are facts. You cannot go against this. Even if you elect PM, you will waste your time. Because when you go to polling booth, you see a list of persons written on that machine. You will not find name of PM or name of opposition leader or some other political leader. You will find names of one of those candidates who have been nominated, who have applied for that post from your area. Only those names will be there. So you cannot vote for Modi or for Rahul because those names don't exist. Their names would exist only from where, which constituencies they have been contesting. So be clear about this. Think of MP, think of MP, think of MP to make future of your own, future of your society, future of this country, and future of everything. That is what I'm stressing in. Now I will further say that MP, this is basic fundamental original work he has to do. After that, he has to sit in parliament by taking one oath. That is mandatory and that is very simple, which is according to Article 99 of Constitution of India, it is every member of either house of parliament shall, before taking his seat, make and subscribe before president or some person appointed in their behalf by him an oath or affirmation according to form set out for purpose of in third schedule. There are so many schedules attached to Constitution of India, and in third schedule, format of oath is given. Once again, I read this Article 99 so that you understand very well. Every member of either House of Parliament shall, before taking his seat, make and subscribe before President or some person appointed in their behalf by him an oath or affirmation according to form set out for that purpose in third schedule in Constitution of India. Now, this is one part of job of member of parliament. What else he has to do? Law as lawmaker. Every MP should involve in whatever bills, because law means first stage is bill is approved by cabinet, and after approval by president it comes to Lok Sabha or what a second house also for consideration by member of parliaments to whether to approve it or to reject it. That's the real part, lawmaking part. There can be original laws, there can be amendments to laws means statutes. These are called statutes because every provision in these statutes is called statutory. There are hundreds, many hundreds of statutes in this country which have been approved from parliament by parliament, and there are similarly available in states as well. These are called statutes, I mean statutory, or these are parliament acts, acts of parliament. You can say any law passed by parliament is called Parliament Act, and all provisions within this any act within any of these acts are statutory provisions, not normal provisions. We must understand that MP is involved in enacting laws, statutes, provisions within statutes, every law, every act got hundreds of provisions, and it is duty of every MP to understand all bills before approval, because these are called bills before these are approved by Parliament, and after approval and notification by President, these are called Parliament Acts. So bills must be well understood by every member of Parliament, because it is a question of debate. If member does not understand this, how can he think of, how can he how can he deliberate on that and debate on that? Debating is a part of legislature, and a person must be well educated to understand contents of bills, to argue, to raise further questions, or to demand clarifications on those provisions, as well as amendments or modifications. So this another part means you cannot send any literate person to be member of parliament for sake of seat, or for sake because you like that person. That person will not work according to requirement per constitution. So that person will waste money, waste time without understanding anything. So person should be at least educated to understand this. It doesn't matter English or Hindi, because Hindi will work or regional language will work, doesn't matter. So send such person who can work as member of parliament, as lawmaker. Then there are various other forms of activities MP does. For example, annual statement comes, financial statement which we call budget. Members should know what budget is. Members should understand what is consolidated fund, and what various kind of funds, from where money comes in and to where money goes. That is very important part, because without money nothing is possible. Every year there is a financial arrangement statement, let's call budget, which starts on 1st of April and ends on 31st March next year. This is financial year starting 1st April this year to 31st March next year. One should understand that. That's very important. After this, before starting everything, I should explain to you that what is Prime Minister. I explained to you legal position what Prime Minister is. But how Prime Minister is appointed? That is a question. Prime Minister is appointed by President of this country, India. On what basis President appoints it? President appoints Prime Minister on basis of a person who can draw, who can avail confidence of Lok Sabha. Confidence of Lok Sabha. If a person who commands confidence of Lok Sabha is called Prime Minister. It doesn't matter he is having a majority or she is having a majority. It doesn't matter. Majority or no majority. This is a created issue. We call majority because there is a technical reason. Our democracy depends on numbers. If one person or party commands majority, naturally they will command the confidence of House. Understood? If I have 51% seats for me in House, I win on every issue, because 49 cannot overrule 51. That is why majority is required but not mandatory. If whosoever got confidence is called leader of House of Lok Sabha and is appointed Prime Minister by President. MPs MPs elect Prime Minister. All MPs, 500 whatever figure is, they are duty bound to elect Prime Minister and no one else. Prime Minister, once elected, to have won confidence of Lok Sabha, is Prime Minister of this nation, and all MPs belong to him as a body legislative. No denial to that. Prime Minister cannot say that I have won because of this 300 MPs. No. He has won confidence of House to join office or to enter into office of Prime Minister, and at time of the meeting, if he loses confidence of House, or you can say if he, you can say his bill what people bring motion of no confidence is brought by MPs, and that motion is not defeated. Means if Prime Minister loses confidence of House, he has to leave office of President, office of Prime Minister, and resign. This is provision, virtual provision, mandated in our Lok Sabha and our nation. If a person, though person is not even MP of either House of Parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, wins confidence, can be appointed Prime Minister of this country for a minimum period of 6 months, and after that one should be either House of Parliament member, and that's it. It happens. So take out of your mind to elect PM of this country, because that is not within your purview, that is not within MP's purview, but as a joint body of MP, Lok Sabha, all MPs have a right to elect PM. And don't crush the job of MP on yourself. I will elect PM. You are killing right of MP. You are condoning that right by saying I will elect this man as PM. Leave this job to MP if you want a reliable PM. Why should I think there is only one candidate for PM? No, there are so many candidates who are competent, better than current PMs and past PMs. So depend upon that. I think I have spoken my mind to you. If you understand, fine. If you don't understand, read again, you get it. And if you go to Article 100, Article 100 says voting in House, power of House to act notwithstanding vacancies and quorum. It says 101, save as otherwise provided in this Constitution, all questions at any sitting of either House or joint sitting of Houses shall be determined by majority of votes of members present and voting, other than Speaker or person acting as Chairman or Speaker. I read it again. Save as otherwise provided in this Constitution, all questions at any sitting of either House or joint sitting of Houses shall be determined by a majority of votes of members present and voting, other than a Speaker or person acting as Chairman or Speaker. Chairman or Speaker or person acting as such shall not vote in first instance, but shall have and exercise a casting vote in case of an equality of votes. If votes are equal, not up and down, chairman or speaker is authorized to use his power. Either House of Parliament shall have power to act notwithstanding any vacancy in membership thereof, and any proceedings of Parliament in Parliament shall be valid notwithstanding that it is discovered subsequently that some persons who were not entitled so to do sat or voted or otherwise took part in proceedings. The general statement. So what I told is there's a quorum provision also, and that is about 10% approach. This is in this same article, sub-provision 3, it is 100 bracket 3 says until Parliament by law otherwise provides, quorum to constitute a meeting of either House of Parliament shall be 1/10 of total number of members of House. This means there should be 10% presence of members of either House. Proceedings required to continue, or there can be no proceedings until quorum is established. This is simple question. 10% हो चाहे 10%, नहीं तो नहीं चलेगा. Again, until Parliament by law otherwise provides, quorum to constitute a meeting of either House or Parliament shall be 1/10 of total number of members of House, and this is real provision which is going to bad presence of MPs. You see, in any proceeding, you'll find hardly 50, 60, 70. MPs sitting in Lok Sabha and hardly 30 or 25 MPs sitting in Rajya Sabha, and that is disgraceful. These MPs are not interested in taking part in debates. They don't want to listen. They don't want to hear. They don't do means only few MPs are there sitting and listening to, and some are even sleeping as well because they feel it's too boring subject discussed. However, that's not the issue here. Now I'll go to speak about Article 246 in this constitution, which is very important because MP should know what are topics that can be discussed, that can be taken up by Lok Sabha and by Rajya Sabha. And that is Article 246 in Constitution of India, which reads as Article 246, subject matter of laws made by Parliament and by legislature of states. So we are talking about Parliament, not talking about legislatures of states. Parliament has exclusive power to make laws, right? Parliament has exclusive power to make laws with respect to any of matters enumerated in List 1 in 7th schedule, and that is Union List. And also there is another list called concurrent list, which is also in 7th schedule, list 3, which also applies to Parliament. And there's one more schedule list, that is a state list, nothing to do with Parliament because states have to make laws for those. And concurrent list allows states as well as government as well as Parliament to make laws for them. So I'll just go through that list. It's very important for you people to know what entries are there, and Parliament candidates, Parliament member candidates, MP candidates must also know what they are going to do. They're not simply coming for votes. No, they should know their job. They should not sit like dogs in there. Oh, what I should do? I don't know what's coming. He should ask this person or that person, this one. Please tell me what I have to do. Oh, I don't know that time. Same with the special of Constitution. Yeah, list, union list, that is. Let's go by one. Let's say number one, defense of India and every part thereof. Raksha aa gayi, defense of India and every part thereof, including preparation for defense and all such acts as may be conducive in times of war to its prosecution and after its termination to effective demobilization. That is what is number one. It's very important. We should understand that. Then it is naval military and air forces, any other armed forces of union. This is also very important. See, then we say naval military and air force, any other armed forces of union. Then 2A is development of any armed force of union or any other force subject to control of union or any contingent or unit thereof in any state in aid of civil powers, jurisdiction, privileges, and liabilities of members of such forces while on such deployment. Then number three, delimitation of cantonment areas, local self-government in such areas, constitution and powers within such areas of cantonment, authorities and regulation of houses, accommodation, including control of rents in such areas. Then number four is naval, military and air force works. Five is arms, firearms, ammunition and explosives. Six is atomic energy and mineral resources necessary for its production. Seventh is industries declared by Parliament by law to be necessary for purpose of defense or for prosecution of war. Eighth is Central Bureau of Intelligence and Investigation. And nine is preventive detention for reasons connected with defense, foreign affairs, or security of India. Persons subject to such detention. Tenth is foreign affairs, all matters which bring union into relation with any foreign country. 11 is diplomatic, consular, and trade representation. 12th is United Nations Organization, we call UNO. Then it is 13, participation in international conferences, associations, and other bodies, and implementation of decisions made thereat. 14th is entering into treaties and agreements with foreign countries and implementing of treaties, agreements, and conventions with foreign countries. 15th is war and peace. 16th is foreign jurisdiction. 17 is citizenship, naturalization, and alliance. 18 is extradition. 19 is admission into and emigration and expulsion from India, passport and visas. Again, admission into and emigration and expulsion from India, passports and visas. Then 20 is pilgrimages to places outside India. 21 is piracies and crimes committed on high seas or in air, offences against law of nations committed on land or high seas or in air. Then 22 is railways. 23 is highways declared by or under law made by Parliament to be national highways. 24 is shipping and navigation on inland waterways declared by Parliament by law to be national waterways as regards mechanically propelled vessels, rule of road on such waterways. 25 is maritime shipping and navigation, including shipping and navigation on tidal waters, provision of education and training for mercantile, marine, and regulation of such education and training provided by states and other agencies. 26 is lighthouses, including lightships, beacons, and other provision for safety of shipping and aircraft. 27 is ports declared by or under law made by Parliament or existing law to be major ports, including their delimitation and constitution and powers of port authorities therein. 20th is port, quarantine, including hospitals connected therewith, seamen and maritime hospitals. 29 is airways, aircraft and air navigation, provision of aerodromes, regulation and organization of air traffic and of aerodromes, provision for aeronautical education and training and regulation of such education and training provided by states and other agencies. 30. Carriage of passengers and goods by railway, sea or air or by national waterways in mechanically propelled vessels. Then 31 is posts and telegraphs, telephones, wireless, broadcasting and other like forms of communication. 32 is property of union and revenue therefrom, but as regards property situated in a state subject to legislation by state, save insofar as Parliament by law otherwise provides. 34. Codes of wars for states of rulers of India states. 35 is public debt of union. 36 is currency, coinage and legal tender, foreign exchange. 37 is foreign loans. 38 is Reserve Bank of India. 39 is Post Office's Savings Bank. 40 is lotteries organized by Government of India or Government of a state. 41 is trade and commerce with foreign countries. Trade and commerce with foreign countries, imports and exports across customs frontiers, definitions of customs frontiers. 42 is interstate trade and commerce. 43 is incorporation, regulation and winding up of trading corporations, including banking, insurance and financial corporations, but not including corporate societies. 44. Incorporation, regulation and winding up of corporations, whether trading or not trading, with objects not confined to one state but not including universities. Banking is 45. 46 is bills of exchange, checks, promissory notes and other like instruments. 47 is insurance. 48 is stock exchanges and futures markets. 49 is patents, inventions and designs, copyright, trademarks and merchandise marks. 50 is establishment of standards of weight and measure. 51 is establishment of standards of quality for goods to be exported out of India or transported from one state to another state. 52 is industries, control of which by union is declared by parliament by law to be expedient in public interest. 53 is regulation and development of oil fields and mineral oil resources, petroleum and petroleum products, other liquids and substances declared by parliament by law to be dangerously inflammable. 54. Regulation of mines and mineral development to extent to which such regulation and development under control of Union is declared by Parliament by law to be expedient in public interest. 55. Regulation of labor and safety in mines and oil fields. 56. Regulation and development of interstate rivers and rivers valleys to extent to which such regulation and development under control of Union is declared by Parliament by law to be expedient in public interest. 57 is fishing and fisheries beyond beyond territorial waters. 58 is manufacture, supply and distribution of salt by union agencies, regulation and control of manufacture, supply and distribution of salt by other agencies. 59. Cultivation, manufacture and sale for export of opium. 60 is sanctioning of cinematograph films for exhibition. 61 is industrial disputes concerning union employees. 62 is institutions known at commencement of this constitution as National Library, Indian Museum, Imperial War Museum, Victoria Memorial, and Indian War Memorial, and any other like institution financed by Government of India, wholly or in part, and declared by Parliament by law to be an institution of national importance. 63. Institution known at commencement of this constitution as Benares Hindu University, Banaras, clearly spelling wrong. Banaras Hindu University, Lear Muslim University, and Delhi University. University established by, in pursuance of Article 371E, any other institution declared by Parliament by law to be an institution of national importance. 64. Institutions for scientific or technical education financed by Government of India, wholly or in part, and declared by Parliament by law to be institutions of national importance. 65. Union agencies and institutions. A. Professional, vocational or technical training, including training of police officers. B. Promotions of special studies or research. Or C. Scientific or technical assistance in investigation of or detection of crime. 66 is coordination and determination of standards in institutions for higher education or research in scientific and technical institutions. 67. Ancient and historical monuments and records and archaeological sites and remains declared by or under law made by Parliament to be of national importance. 68. Survey of India, geological, botanical, geological and anthropological surveys of India meteorological organizations. 69 is census. 70 is Union Public Service, All India Services, Union Public Service Commission. 71 is Union pensions, that is to say pensions payable by Government of India or out of Consolidated Fund of India. 72 is elections to Parliament, to legislatures of states and to offices of President and Vice President, Election Commission. 73 is salaries and allowances of members of Parliament, chairperson, chairman and deputy chairman of Council of States, and speaker and deputy speaker of House of People. 74 is powers, privileges and immunities of each House of Parliament and of members and committees of each House. enforcement of attendance of persons, for giving evidence or producing documents before committees of Parliament or commissions appointed by Parliament. 75. Emoluments, allowances, privileges, and rights in respect of leave of absence of President and Governors, salaries and allowances of ministers or union, salaries, allowances, and rights in respect of leave of absence and other conditions of service of Comptroller and Auditor General. 76 is audit of account of union and of states. 77 is constitution, organization, jurisdiction and powers of Supreme Court, including contempt of such court and fees taken therein persons entitled to practice before Supreme Court. 78 is constitution, organization, including vacations of high courts, except provisions as to officers and servants of high courts, persons entitled to practice before high courts. 79. Extension of jurisdiction of a high court to and exclusion of jurisdiction of as high court from any union territory. 80. Extension of powers and jurisdiction of members of a police force belonging to any state to any area outside that state, but not so as to enable police of one state to exercise powers and jurisdiction in any area outside that state without consent of government of state in which such area is situated. Extension of powers and jurisdiction of members of a police force belonging to any state to railway areas outside that state. 81. Interstate migration, interstate quarantine. 82. Taxes on income other than agricultural income. 83. Duties of customs including export duties. 84. Duties of excise in tobacco and other goods manufactured or produced in India except alcoholic liquors for human consumption, opium, Indian hemp and other narcotic drugs and narcotics, but including medicinal and toilet preparations containing alcohol or any substance included in subparagraph of this entry. 85 is corporation tax. 86 is taxes on capital value of assets exclusive of agricultural land of individual and companies, taxes on capital of companies. Estate, it is 87 is estate duty in respect of property other than agricultural land. 88 is duties in respect of succession to property other than agricultural land. 89 is terminal taxes on goods or passengers carried by railway, seas or air, taxes on railway fares and freights. 90 is taxes other than stamp duties on transactions in stock exchanges and for futures market. 91 is rate of stamp duty in respect of bills of exchange, checks, promissory notes, bills of lading, letters of credit, policies of insurances, transfer of shares, debentures, proxies, and receipts. 92 is taxes on sale of purchase of newspapers and on advertisements published therein. 92 is taxes on sales or purchase of goods other than newspapers, where such sale or purchase takes place in course of interstate trade or commerce. 92 is taxes on consignments of goods, whether consignment is to person making it or to any other person, where such consignment takes place in course of interstate trade commerce. Taxes on services. 93. Offences against laws with respect to any of matters in this list. 94 is inquiries, surveys and statistics for purpose of any of matters in this list. 95 is jurisdiction and powers of all courts except Supreme Court with respect to any of matters in this list, admiralty jurisdiction. Then 96 fees in respect of any of matters in this list, but not including fees taken in any court. 97 any other matter not enumerated in list 2 or list 3, including any tax not mentioned in either of these lists. This was union list. Now let's go to list 3, it's concurrent list, which is half of this approximately. Number 1 is criminal law, including all matters included in. Before this, I'll explain to you. This is in power of both state as well as in government, parliament. Criminal law, including all matters included in Indian Penal Code at commencement of this Constitution, but excluding offences against laws with respect to any of matters specified in List 1 or List 2, and excluding use of naval, military, or air force or any other armed forces of Union in aid of civil power. 2 is criminal procedure, including all matters included in Code of Criminal Procedures at commencement of this Constitution. 3 is preventive detention for reasons connected with security of the state, the maintenance of public order, or maintenance of supplies and services essential to the community persons subjected to such detention. Number 4 is removal from one state to another state of prisoners, accused persons, and persons subjected to preventive detention for reasons specified in entry 3 of this list. 5 is marriage and divorce, infants and minors, adoption, wills, intestacy, intestacy and succession, joint family and partitions, all matters in respect of which parties in judicial proceedings were immediately before commencement of this constitution subject to their personal laws. 6 is transfer of property. The sixth one, transfer of property other than agricultural land, registration of deeds and documents. 7 is contracts including partnerships, agency, contracts of carriage and other special forms of contracts, but not including contracts relating to agricultural land. 8th is actionable wrongs. 9 is bankruptcy and insolvency. 10th is trusts and trustees. 11 is administrators, general and official trustees. 11A is administration of justice, constitution and organizations of all courts except Supreme Court and High Courts. 12 is evidence and oaths, recognition of laws, public acts and records, and judicial proceedings. 13 is civil procedures, including all matters included in Code of Civil Procedure at commencement of this Constitution, limitations in arbitration. 14 is contempt of court, but not including contempt of Supreme Court. 15th is vagrancy, nomadics and migratory tribes. 16 is the lunacy and mental deficiency, including places for reception or treatment of lunatics and mental deficiencies. 17th is prevention of cruelty to animals. 17A is forest. 17B is protection of wild animals and birds. 18 is adulteration of foodstuffs and other goods. 19 is drugs and poisons, subject to provisions of entry 59 of list 1 with respect to opium. 20 is economic and social planning. 20A is population control and family planning. 21 is commercial and industrial monopolies, combines and trusts. 22 is trade unions, industrial and labor disputes. 23 is social security and social insurance, employment and unemployment. 24 is welfare of labor, including conditions of work, provident funds, employers' liability, workmen's compensation, invalidity and old age pensions, and maternity benefits. 25 is education, including technical education, medical education, and universities, subject to provisions of entry 63, 64, 65, and 66 of List 1, vocational and technical training of labor. 26 is legal, medical, and other professions. 27 is relief and rehabilitation of persons displaced from their original place of residence by reason of setting up of dominions of India and Pakistan. 28th is charities and charitable institutions, charitable and religious endowments and religious institutions. 29 is prevention of extension from one state to another state of infectious or contagious diseases or pests affecting men, animal, and plants. And 30 is vital statistics, including registration of births and deaths. 31 is ports other than those declared by or under law made by Parliament or existing law to be major ports. 32 is shipping and navigation on inland waterways records mechanically propelled vessels and rule of road on such waterways and carriage of passengers and goods on inland waterways subject to provisions of List 1 with respect to national waterways. 33. Trade and commerce in and production, supply and distribution of a. Products of any industry where control of such industry by union is declared by Parliament by law to be expedient. in public interest and imported goods of same kind as such products. B is foodstuffs including edible oil, seeds and oil. C is cattle fodder including oil cakes and other concentrates. D is raw cotton, whether ginned or unginned, and cotton seed and raw jute. 33A. Weights and measures except establishment of standards. 34 is price control. 35 is mechanically propelled vehicles, including principles on which taxes on such vehicles are to be levied. 36 is factories. 37 is boilers. 38 is electricity. 39 is newspapers, books, and printing presses. 40 is archaeological sites and remains other than those declared by or under law made by Parliament to be of national importance. 41 is custody, management, and disposal of property, including agricultural land declared by law to be evacuee property. Evacuee. 42 is acquisition and requisition of property. 43 is recovery in a state of claims in respect of taxes and other public demands, including arrears of land, revenue, and sums recoverable as such arrears arising outside that state. 44 is stamp duties other than duties or fees collected by means of judicial stamps, but not including rates of stamp duty. 45 is inquiries and statistics for purposes of any of matters specified in List 2 or List 3. 46 is jurisdiction and powers of all courts except Supreme Court with respect to any of matters in this list. And 47 is fees in respect of any of matters in this list, but not including fees taken in any courts. So this was your concurrent list. The question is, we are talking of responsibilities of member of parliament, Lok Sabha in particular. If a person who does not know what entries are there in this list, in list 1, that is union list, and in list 3, the concurrent list, how can you expect that person who has been elected as MP to go and sit there and to do work? If he doesn't know what are responsibilities in laws and on what subjects laws can be considered in Lok Sabha, what is the meaning of that person to be present there? I don't understand why such people are going to Lok Sabha, and why do people send such ill-informed people go there and sit and cry. There was some question asked by one journalist to one MP of BJP, is some sadhu, and he was asked about what GST is. That person replied it was including income tax. So we need such persons, or we need such persons who know that if MP knows about the union list as well as the concurrent list, at least he can understand those bills, those provisions, whether or not those refer to requirement. That person can go to library established in parliament to get more and more information if he doesn't get books and all that. But just going there as a layman doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of money, waste of time, and waste of parliament time as well as and waste of every time. Taking part without information in taking part in debates without information means foolishness. Now we have to decide, shall we send such ill-informed people in capacity as member of parliament to Lok Sabha, or we will send some educated people? I don't say English. You can be educated in Hindi as well or in your regional language. You should be literate. You should have mind to understand. Even graduation is not adequate for such work because this is a professional work. People are not considering elections as professional. MPs are professional. I don't care for MLA or council or municipality or panchayat, but I'm considering about member of parliament is a professional position. There are so many responsibilities attached to this position. I have already explained responsibilities, administrative one, which is election of prime minister, that's my MPs, representation of their political membership, that is from constituency, voters' right, and MPs' duties, and taking part in these debates on bills which come in, and MP has to read those bills, understand those bills, and check whether these relate to this list and relate to constitution's suitness, constitution's eligibility, constitution's relevance, reliability. And if that person doesn't know that, why we should send such persons? These parties also they are not caring. I have written to both parties, both major parties, Congress and BJP. Please tell me the criteria which is adopted by you people to select your candidates for MPs. Neither Congress nor BJP responded to my request. It is my right to ask what criteria you consider to elect, to nominate your candidate for MP. It's your right only, is it? Is Congress or BJP, are they so powerful that they will float any person? Any person, if they wish, if Rahul Gandhi likes this person to let contest this election and BJP, their chief wants that, why should we be pressed so much? After all, he is our representative. He is not Amit Shah or Rahul's representative or Modi's representative. We need person to suit us. We don't need person who suit parties. Are we slaves of parties or are we slaves of those persons? No, we are not. We want a productive person who delivers output in Lok. We don't want to waste time of Lok Sabha. It's expensive. We spend taxes on those people. 550 pieces take salaries, houses, allowances, lifetime pensions, food and everything, cars and cigars and all that. What for? To waste our time, our money, our taxes, our hard-earned money. We work round the clock for life and pay to them, and they don't know anything. Do we, as voters, do we have no right to raise questions to these candidates, irrespective of they come from any party? I don't care for these parties or criminals. What Congress and what BJP help with both of them? They are not asking public what type of candidate should come. It's up to what Modi wants, what Rahul wants, and float a candidate and we vote for them. We are not back. We don't have any agreement with these parties that we will follow them only. No, we don't have any agreement. We have only one agreement, and that is Constitution of India, which rule us, and we are below Constitution of India, and we need people to suit us, to deliver to our requirements, to work for our nation, to work for our legislation. They are part of legislative bodies. They are not part of government. They are not under Modi or PM. They are not under ministers. They are under public. MP Lok Sabha is under public, and public has to know that. Public is ignorant. Remove your ignorance. Remove your foolishness. Voters are foolish. We should not be foolish. Why we should be foolish? Let this party become foolish. We have minds. If all don't have mind, we have minds, we can teach our society. It is our duty to teach them. If we cannot teach them, we are foolish. What for this education is, what for these degrees are. If we cannot even teach our illiterate people, those people who don't have good education about this election. I am surprised to see people, 95% people don't know what for this vote is. They don't know. Oh, BJP, Congress, oh, Modi aega, nahi aega. What is this? Are we cats and mouse? Are we animals? Responsibility of MP, I have explained to you in very brief, and there are so many other more responsibilities because these MPs constitute also members of various joint parliamentary committees and various standing committees, and there are very many more responsibilities which go to their shoulders. They have to speak in parliament, to talk in parliament, to submit questions to parliament, to raise parliament questions and to participate in debates and budgets, and they have to make inspections on various departments. My MP must know what is happening in all departments within my constituency. It is his right, it is his duty. If he doesn't go to this, he is not doing his job. It doesn't matter you are from parliament, but you have right to know your citizens are not suffering. I am your citizen, I am your voter. It's your duty to see that I am getting no harassment from any department. It's your job. Yes, there is MLA, there is councillor, there are others, but they are lower to you. You should have surveillance power. You can say in electronic what if I say you are a CCTV for your constituency. MP is a CCTV for constituency. The CCTV is operated from Lok Sabha. This CCTV should know what is happening in constituency, whether or not voters are suffering, whether or not departments are harassing them, whether municipalities are harassing them, whether authorities are harassing them, whether traffic is harassing them, whether police is harassing them, and all other departments that are harassing voters. If MP cannot supervise this, he is not entitled to be called member of parliament or my constituency. He has to serve me. He has to help me. That is called MP. It's not simply, oh, it's not my job. Just like Dr. Modi says, law and order is not my responsibility. It is responsibility of state. No, this is not responsibility of state. Concurrent list mandates that you are also responsible. State leads, of course, it resembles to state, but it's also your duty because you are head of this country, virtual head, executive head. So, my dear voters, my dear friends, my dear colleagues, my dear all, open your eyes, open your minds, open your soul, make in this country better. Kick out all rubbish MPs. Kick out all making you fools, those making you fools. Make your country better. Elect best MP. Let MP know what he has to do. Ask questions from MP, whether he knows about constitution or he doesn't know, whether he knows about what rules apply, what laws apply or doesn't know, whether he should know whether he knows about our preambles, what criteria we are having for our Bharat, Republic, socialist, secular, democratic, whatever. If that MP doesn't know all this, I'm not calling him, that person doesn't know this, he has no right to ask for votes. We don't want any religious factions in our society. We don't want any civil war in our society. We don't want any hatred in our society. We want to live in peace because we are human beings. We don't care what religions are there. Religions are there and that shall continue. We don't care about that. But our religion is peaceful life. First, we have to live in peace. We need jobs. We need industries. We need health. We need economy. All this we need. If that MP interested in all this, if that MP is ready to work for all this, that MP is fine. I don't want an MP to come with just a few lakhs of money at election time and after 5 years get become crorepati and all that. No, we are not coming. We are not coming here to earn money. You have to serve this nation. Earning money is not MP's job. We are not here for earning money. If you want to earn money, go and do something else. You have to serve people. You are our servant. You are our guide. You are our director. You are having all designations with us to have relations with us. It's not blood relation. It is not sibling relation. It is a political national relations. I am looking for a political national person who can help me, who can represent me, who can guide me, who can direct me, who can work for me in Lok Sabha, who can help me build my country, who can help me develop international respect. If MP is good, reliable, all MPs are good and reliable, you have a good prime minister, you have a good ministry, everything is good, administrations are good, everything is fine, you will have respect in whole world, otherwise you will not have respect anywhere. This is what is required. Small thing, small question. We are looking for a small answer. We are not looking for these rallies. We are not looking for handshakes. We are not looking for waivers by Rahul Gandhi or by Modi. We are not looking for Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, and we are not looking for Pakistan and other country. We are looking for our safety, law and order, economy, employment, defense, social security, social status, development works, all this was value. And you're not spending your money from your pocket, ministers and all. Government, yes, our money. You are just using our money, organization this money. That's all. You're not giving back obligation to us. It's not. You're not doing anything special for us. You're doing a job. You're an employee of ours. That's what I'm saying. Nothing special, nothing specific. Simple. You follow Constitution, abide by Constitution. Why don't you understand that? It's simply abidance of complying with the Constitution. This is a job, and President has to protect Constitution. And PM has to comply with Constitution. MP has to work per Constitution mandate. Everything is going under Constitution. People say, oh, no Constitution, nothing is happening. No, everything is happening. If Constitution was not implemented, there will be no president, there will be no prime minister, there will be no MP, there will be no government department, there will be nothing, no railways, no waterways, no seas, everything will go away. Simple and simple and simple it is. Use your time, use your mind, use your eyes, use your approach, think on. And there are so many candidates in your constituency. Talk to them, call them, ask their details, see them, and then select. I'm not bound by BJP or Congress or some other party. I don't care for political parties. I want a good person. That's it. MP should be a person, should be a political representative. I don't want a BJP. Why should I want? I have no agreement with anybody. I will select only from those candidates. It's up to them. They are floating. Fine. We don't want them. Why should I say, oh, Rahul should be? I have no right to say. And Rahul has no right to call himself PM. Modi has no right to call him. His term is over. He's gone until he comes back. He's no more prime minister. He's just acting prime minister. Now he's acting prime minister. He's not even full prime minister because elections are going on. He is no policy maker. He has no policy power decision now. He has no decision. He cannot make any decision. He can just talk of any rubbish thing. He can talk any nonsense now because he is in election mode. So, this is, please don't waste your time. Think on, check out, elect best member of parliament सांसद. थोड़ा काम कीजिए, थोड़ा सोचिए, थोड़ा कुछ करिए, थोड़ा टाइम लगाइए, अपने भविष्य को बनाइए। किसी दूसरे का नहीं बना रहे आप, किसी का आसान नहीं कर रहे आप भी अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के लिए सोच रहे हैं, अपने देश के लिए सोच रहे हैं, अपने समाज के लिए सोच रहे हैं, अपने भविष्य के लिए सोच रहे हैं, बच्चों के लिए सोच रहे हैं, अपने लिए सोच रहे हैं, समाज की जॉब के लिए सोच रहे हैं, अपने भविष्य में जो होगा उसके लिए सोच रहे हैं, अपने घर परिवार के लिए, देश के लिए सोच रहे हैं, दुनिया के लिए नहीं सोच रहे हैं आप। अपने देश के लिए सोचना कोई पाप नहीं है। अच्छा एमपी चुनना कोई पाप नहीं है, आपका काम है। पीएम चुनना आपका काम है ही नहीं, इसलिए बकवास मत करिए। वही बोलिए जो सही है। पढ़िए संविधान को, थोड़ा पढ़िए, हिंदी में पढ़िए, इंग्लिश नहीं आती तो थोड़ा टाइम लगाइए, इन्फॉर्मेशन लीजिए। पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं आप, बी ए एम ए पीएचडी इंजीनियरिंग मेडिकल सब करके आए हैं आप। अगर आप इतना भी नहीं कर सकते तो शर्म आनी चाहिए आपको। अगर आपको 5 साल के अंदर 1 हफ्ता भी नहीं है, 10 दिन भी नहीं है, 5 दिन भी नहीं है चीजों के लिए, तो क्या फायदा आपका होने का ना होने का। डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब खत्म हो जाता है, लोकतंत्र खत्म हो जाता है अपने आप ही। अगर आप लोकतंत्र में टाइम नहीं दे सकते, एक किसी को भी गधे को भी प्राइम मिनिस्टर बना दो, किसी गधे को एमपी बना दो, हो गया काम। इंदिरा गांधी के टाइम में कहावत थी, किसी गधे को उठा खड़ा कर देगी इंदिरा गांधी, वो जीत जाएगा। तो आज भी वही कहावत है, जिसने मोदी ने खड़ा कर दिया या राहुल ने खड़ा कर दिया वो जीत जाएगा। ये गधे नहीं है तो क्या है, और हम गधे नहीं है तो क्या है। हम सोचते नहीं, हम नहीं बस, अरे यार बीजेपी से चुनना है, कांग्रेस क्यों चुनना है, बीजेपी से कांग्रेस से हमारे बाप लगते हैं, हमारे ठेका लिया हमने देश का। भाड़ में जाओ यार, तुम कमाने आए हो, लूटने आए हो देश को, हम तुम्हें लूटने देंगे। हम तो अपने मर्जी का आदमी भेजेंगे जो हमें सूट करेगा। हमारा राइट है, हमारा हक है, हम करेंगे। बस वही, मैं आपको ज़्यादा बुरा नहीं कहूँगा कि आप लोग फिर कहते पता नहीं guys, मेरा कोई पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट नहीं है। मेरा काम ये है कि समाज को समझाना, लोगों को समझाना, ये मेरा ये एजुकेशन मेथड है, एजुकेशन प्रोसीजर है मेरा। मैं चाहता हूँ लोग समझे मेरी बातों को। मेरी बातें भी नहीं है, संविधान की बातें हैं, देश की बातें, कानून की बातें। हम क्या चाहते हैं, हमें क्या चाहिए, हम समझाना चाह रहे हैं सिर्फ। मैं ना बीजेपी को, कांग्रेस को भी कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं किसी से। मुझे इंटरेस्ट है तो भारत से। देश, माई कंट्री इज माई भारत एंड आई बिलोंग टू भारत बिकॉज आई एम बॉर्न हियर एंड आई एम लिविंग हियर। मेरे को भारत से है ना, मेरे को इंग्लैंड से लेना है, ना पाकिस्तान से लेना है, मेरे को ना हिंदू से लेना है, ना मुसलमान से लेना है। मुझे भारत से लेना है। अपना हक, अपना एमपी, अपना पीएम मुझे खुद बनाना है। मुझे किसी कहने पर नहीं बनाना है। मैं पागल नहीं हूँ, मेरा दिमाग है, मेरी शक्ति है सोचने की। मैं खाली नाली देख के, सड़क देख के बात नहीं करूंगा, मैं देश का हाल देख के बात करूंगा। यही है मेरा भारत और मुझे सोचना है इसके बारे में। अगर मैं इतना भी नहीं सोच सकता तो मैं बेवकूफ़ हूँ। मैं एंटी नेशनल में तब कह सकता हूँ अपने आप को। अगर मैं अच्छे भविष्य के लिए नहीं सोच सकता, मैं आपको अपने आप को देशभक्त नहीं कह सकता। मेरी भारत माता के बारे में बात करना, वंदे मातरम के बारे में बात करना, कुछ भी बात करना, राष्ट्रीय गीत गाना, सब बेईमानी होगा अगर मैं अपने भारत के लिए एक अच्छे एमपी नहीं भेज सकता। जो चीज़ मैं भेज सकता हूँ वो तो मैं भेज नहीं सकता, जो मैं नहीं भेज सकता उससे मैं बात कर रहा हूँ। पीएम मैं चुन नहीं सकता, उसके बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ। एमपी मैं चुन सकता हूँ, उसके बारे में बात ही नहीं कर रहा। ये हो रहा है इस देश में। पागलों का देश हो चुका है। 90% 95% लोग जानते नहीं किस बात का इलेक्शन है। अरे मोदी चुनो या राहुल चुनो या ये चुनो वो चुनो, ये क्या है नाटक सारा बेवकूफों का। बेवकूफों का नाटक, बेवकूफ और डिजाइन किया। पीएम भी बेवकूफ, कुछ लीडर बेवकूफ, पॉलिटिकल पार्टी बेवकूफ, सारे बेवकूफ मेरे हिसाब से आज की तारीख में। सब उल्लू बना रहे हैं, हम उल्लू बन रहे हैं। 132 को उल्लू उल्लू बन रहे हैं। अरे इंसान बनो, नागरिक बनो। नागरिक क्यों नहीं बनते आप? गुलाम नहीं हो, राजाओं का समय नहीं है, डेमोक्रेसी है। हम राजा हैं, हम सेकुलर हैं, हम सोशलिस्ट हैं, हम सोवरन हैं। हमें अपने आप को समझिए, अपनी पहले खुद इज्जत करिए, समाज में अपनी इज्जत करिए, विदेश में अपनी इज्जत अपने आप हो जाएगी कि देखिए भारत के नागरिक कितना अच्छा पीएम चुन के लाए, एमपी चुन के लाए। वो स्टेज चाहिए। आप सब जानते हैं हमारे देश का हाल क्या है, सबको पता है। अरे अपनी इज्जत अपने हाथ में होती है, किसी के हाथ में नहीं होती है। बस अब ज़्यादा होने वालों होने के आप बोर हो जाते हैं, फिर कहते हैं देखो क्या फालतू बोलने लगे, अब मतलब नहीं लेना नहीं देना नहीं। हमारे पास इतना समय नहीं होता कि इतना लंबा वीडियो देखें। इसलिए भाइयों बहनों और मेरे दोस्तों और मेरे फ्रेंड्स, आप सबको जय भारत, जय नमस्कार, धन्यवाद। अपने अच्छे पे चुनिए, उपासित ना करूँगा। धन्यवाद।